What is up, guys? Cedar B here, and we're coming in hot today. We've got an awesome video, a plethora of attacks. It's going to be a little bit longer, but I guarantee you will want to stick around. We're going to start doing some more consistent videos, I think, mainly doing coverage of our league wars, but we're gonna see how this goes. It's been a while since I've done any recaps in general, so I'm gonna do my best, but no matter how well I do, just mute me if you don't like me, because these attacks that you're gonna be seeing are just awesome. A couple of things that I do want to say off the bat. As far as the recaps go and moving forward, this might be subject to change, but for now, out of respect for the other clan that we go against, especially in a league roster, you know, I think maintaining a reputation of, you know, meeting at a middle ground when doing these recaps is necessary. You know, our clan before has had small pop-ups of, hey, you know, one of our bases got burned, and you know, I had 4 or 5 attacks to clear it, and that's what I want to try to avoid, is anything like that. So with that being said, I'm kind of putting a cap at 3 attacks to clear the base, so two defenses and a cleanup, and that's any. So if it's that or above, most likely I'm not going to cover that attack, just out of respect for the clan and the attacker, like I said. And unless it's just something completely off the wall strange, then I might have to. But with that being said, that's out of the way. That's said and done. Nail in the coffin on that. Let's keep going. 6-pack shoutouts in this war. First, it's going to be Alexander, our TH11, coming in with a 6-pack. Granted, one of them was a cleanup, but how often do you see a 6-pack at TH11? It's a freaking 6-pack, and we're going to watch those. We actually had all 11s cleared. As you can see, our 10s had a little bit of a rougher road this war, but that's okay. We were able to compensate and make up for just some of the you know, just falling short on some of the attacks, getting unlucky. It happens every war. Our 9s came out and killed it, and let's just get right into it, guys. First off, we're going to start off with Maddie taking on number 17. I wanted to cover this because, number one, this base is extremely common, and I think the more coverage we can get out of it, the better we can get at clearing these, because we see these damn near every war, and if we can start keeping a log of what works, what doesn't work, it's really going to help us in being able to find it very quickly. So along with the base, he's coming in with a Queen Walk Go-Ho with an asterisk on that, because he's using the Golem portion of the raid on the back end, and he's using it kind of as a Golem assisted Kiwi. So let's take a look at how Maddie comes in and crushes this base. Drops his queen at 2:30, 3 o'clock, starts creating you know, a funnel, getting that trash ring out of the way. Wizard up on top is going to help cut that, and the wizard down south is going to finish cutting the funnel. At this point, he just needs to let his queen work through and start getting some of the buildings out of the way. So we'll just kind of let the attack develop. Take a sip of water. Sends in that test wall breaker. No bombs popped, which is great. It means he's got a nice clean path once he wants to break in. Another wizard down. Start cutting that funnel, and here go the rest of the wall breakers. Get them in there. That wizard is distracted now, and that cannon won't be able to take out, and luckily he avoided that that bomb there, just by chance. As usual, that'll pop right when you don't expect it to, even after a test. So rages drop, poison on the queen. CC is coming out here. He's made a lot of value. I mean, guys, look at this base. You can already see it is has that perfect L shape that you want to see when you're coming in with back-end defensive troops. Keeps them in a line, makes the pathing really easy, and you know, it helps me as an attacker visually to see a base this far along, so that patience definitely helps. Gives me time to kind of take a breather, let the attack develop, and then continue on from there. So I'll take a second, just pause, zoom in. Like I said, he's using this Golem assisted Kiwi up on the top, and actually this was a cleanup, but that doesn't matter. That's why he did end up using that. That's an important thing, an important tip that we all should remember is coming in with these cleanup attacks. The addition of one Golem and a Kiwi. Unfortunately, I didn't watch the first attack, so I don't know how big of a change it was, but I anticipate the Golem Kiwi up at the top was not part of the original first attack plan. So Maddie coming in with that, beautiful and brilliant. Continue looking at the hog portion of the raid. They're just working through. He's got another heal for them, and he's got plenty of troops to do it. The queen is hung up a little bit. She'll get those that air defense taken out of the way, and she's got plenty of health to get through that cannon. As you can see, everything is just wrapping around. Most of the cleanup was done by the queen and that Golem assisted Kiwi. But as you can see, he's just got a decent amount of trash left, a lot of DPS with the storages, maybe a wizard or a hog less, and a couple goblins or goblins and archers would get that cleanup process taken up a bit quicker. But as you can see, it really doesn't matter. He had enough force to get through the base and just absolutely crush it. So let's get going. Fast forward through the cleanup. Great job, Maddie. And none of the attacks in this recap are duplicated. There are no two attacks that are the same, so huge variety here. Next one we're going to look at, we're going to go one down. We're going to look at Lupe the Mag coming in with the Archer Queen Walk Avalanche. Starting his queen off at 6 o'clock. He's going to want her to start walking towards 3 o'clock. Drops the first golem, starts cutting the funnel. Second and third go down. Now he's just going to clear that side of the base and just try and cut that funnel for the queen. Make sure that she does continue to keep going up towards 3 o'clock. So we'll see if that ends up happening. Jump goes down. Rage is coming out. Nice that that giant bomb got tripped before the bowlers went in there. Saved him the use of that heal too early. CC is going down. There goes the heal. He didn't want a chance on getting through there. Can't blame him for that. Second jump goes down. That's just going to propel him through the rest of the base. And at this point, you just kind of have to let this attack work through. You know, I've been doing other attacks that are fast. Well, most attacks are faster than these avalanches, and I haven't practiced them that much. But patience is definitely a virtue. I've learned I'm not great at this. I'm still practicing it, but letting this attack develop, letting it work through the base, giving it time, trusting it to continue, and as long as you're mindful of your kill squad going through the base, how you want them to route, making sure that they're sticking together, that's going to be one of the most important things. Now, as you can see, everything kind of fizzled out right here. He's got a bunch of wizards going in. They're taking out that expo. And, you know, the attack is strong enough to be able to get you this far into the base. Consideration to keep in mind is also going to be what's the secondary pathing. You know, where are those bowlers going to go, or where are those Valks going to go, whatever you're assisting your kill squad with, where is that second phase of the attack going once you get it into the base, and where do you want to direct that kill squad or that value that you've invested additionally into your normal kill squad. You know, say you add in a witch and a Valk, just, you know, because you say, you know, I want to get, you know, maybe there's something that's just calling for it on the base. Go ahead, make that decision, and think about where you want them to end up after that first phase of the attack. I catch myself sometimes just dropping a jump wherever I feel necessary, but in some instances, a little foresight in where you're going to plan it to be dropped is going to be very beneficial. Next one we'll look at is actually an attack by me, and this was TDH, so we'll go ahead and just let this develop. Oh, I just went to scout. Alright, so the initial plan for this attack was to have the queen start. I started her off too far up on the left. I wanted her to walk up towards 3 o'clock, and, poor planning on my part, but I was able to recover from this mistake. One of the nice things about TDH. So the general idea for the queen was to go from 6 to 3. She's not doing that anymore, so I'm okay with just flipping the attack around. I'm going to have her go from, I guess, 7 to noon. I want her to just keep walking all the way up through the base. And because of the wrap, I did want to try and get her cut into the base at some point in time, so I did drop that kiwi up there nice and early. I didn't want any chance of her trying to walk around. I wanted to try and get that cut, and luckily I did walk into a Tesla farm. Messiah had informed me that there was probably going to be one popping up there, and he was right, so good call on that mess. CC starts coming out right now, is able to get my wall breakers in, which is going to be huge. It's going to get her deeper into that base. The only thing I'm fighting right now is that damn air sweeper, and those can just be pesky as hell, especially because I had the Valak Baby Dragon and Witch. I did not want to pop that ability, but I ended up having to. So the attack is just going to continue. I start doing my Lilunian portion of the raid from this side. I want my hounds to fly across the base. I want them to soak up as many of the air bombs as possible. Minions cannot be underestimated in a TDH attack, because many times in a TDH attack, let's say one of the worst case scenarios, you have 1 or 2 air defenses and an archer tower up. All the healers went down on your queen. She's up by a sliver of health, and all you've got is about 3 or 4 loons and about 15 to 20 minions and about 6 or 7 pups. If those pups and those minions don't make it that far into the base, you're done. It's happened to me. An air bomb comes in there, wipes you out. And in those instances where I was able to get the lava hounds to path and soak up most of those air bombs or just avoid them completely, those minions, there's enough numbers of them to just tie up those air defenses and that archer tower. I've even gotten through a gold storage and an elixir storage, I believe, in one of the more recent attacks that I did just doing farming. So not a war attack, but getting through both of those. I can't remember if the queen was up, but just the sheer power of the numbers of the minions plays a huge role. So as you can see here, that's kind of what happened in this attack. Everything started fizzling out. Luckily, I was able to get my queen all the way to the backside, keep her up, healer's still on her, and with that defense going down, I just have to wait for my minions to do the rest of the cleanup. The first part of this attack didn't go well, and I was able to recover from it, luckily. So with that being said, let's keep going. We're going to look at a slap this time, because we all love the witch slap. And it's still viable. And this is another base of that similar style where it has the offset air defenses in those pairs. So pretty much a square base, just like the one that Maddie hit. I want to try and get some coverage out of these, so we can come back and refer to these, or I can at least, if you guys don't want to. But, this is good content, great attacks coming through. So as with the witch slap, get those golems down, get those witches spread out. Lix is just a beast with this attack. She comes in all the time, doing great with it. Beerus as well. Like I said, I had to pick between Beerus and Lix. They both came in with witch slaps this war, got 6-packs with them. And I just kind of had to pick between them and see which one I wanted to cover, and I chose this one because of the orientation of the base and what seems to be the biggest meta right now. So as you can see, normal witch slap, just tearing it up. Kill squad still all the way through the core with that wizard tower going down in pretty good shape. Got enough troops up to get some damage. That double giant bomb wasn't good though, that's for sure. And it's just going to keep working. You know, one of the things with the witch slap is if you've got some witches up and you've got your kill squad up, I'm always surprised at how long the attack will last. So we all know what's going to happen. Try and shorten up this video a little bit because I know I go on tangents. But great job, Licks. Awesome, awesome attack. And had Hector not had done the cleanup attack on a base that was attacked 3 times, I would have covered his Archer Queen Lalo and not mine. But because reached that threshold, which I had set out there, I wasn't able. I'm not going to be able to cover it this time, unfortunately, but it was still a great attack. With that being said, we're going to go up to the TH11’s. So let's take a look. Let's start off with Disco, and we'll give Alexander a round of applause with next 2 ending attacks being of his. And I'm not going to be the best at commenting on TH11. I'll try and keep up the best that I can, but let's do this. So Disco's coming in with a Gobo Lalo cold-blooded entry, and this is just absolutely beautiful. Goes ahead, that Warden was down, starts cutting that funnel early. Golem goes down, Wizards, Bowlers, Rage, Jump, Heroes. CC is coming out. He's going to drop that Poison, and he's going to just let that entire corner of the base be taken out. 2 air defenses go down, an Expo goes down, Wizard Tower goes down. I'm sure an Archer Tower and a cannon or 2 went down in that second part of the base. But like we said earlier in the video, you see this beautiful L that was created by coming in with this cold-blooded Lalo. And Disco's deployment of his Lava Hounds was perfect. He was able to soak up the entire pathing for his loons, coming over that air defense and over that Inferno Tower and into that third air defense the first air defense is still standing, and just the continuation of the rest of the Lalo portion to the second air defense, or the last remaining air defense, and just textbook, picture perfect. You know, you can't ask for a better representation of a Lalo attack at Town Hall 11. Granted, I'm not at Town Hall 11, but that was a beauty. So great job, Disco. We'll go ahead and fast forward through this cleanup. And we'll move on to the 6-pack. Take a sip of water. Let's do the cleanup attack on this. This was his Archer Queen Walk Lalo. And just look at that troop bar. I mean, just insane. Bring something like that into attack, you know you're in for a treat. So he drops his queen, drops his funnel, starts getting everything worked in. Doesn't want that queen to wrap. And Archie did a beautiful job getting those wall breakers in, getting broken into that 3rd layer, or so the queen can reach the 3rd layer. CC is drawn. I'm gonna have to burn another rage, but no problem there. He's going to get enough value out of that. He'll get that Eagle artillery down, and he's going to be sitting in very, very good shape. We're going to let this develop for just a moment. Just letting those heroes work in there, get as much value as possible. She's going to start beating a wall. He goes ahead and does a speed rage right here. This is going to get him through the rest of the base and get that queen and some sweepers. So keep an eye on this. This is just huge. Lalo portions, or I'm sorry, not Lalo portion, goes ahead and drops his king, wants to start creating just some back end distraction, diversion, what have you. Comes in with his Lalo, and just like Disco coming in, getting that path cleaned out for those loons. You know, you want those hounds to do as much damage as, or, you know, as much as they can with their hit points as possible. He's just slowly going through the base. No real rush on this end. He's got a heal and a haste left, and he's more than halfway through the base. Heal is dropped on that north portion. Don't want that wizard tower to get him too low. And let's just chill, guys. Let's just watch this. Town Hall is going to go down here in just a moment. Loons get hasted through that wizard tower into this inferno. And yep, that archer tower is locked onto that hound. I don't remember if it pops or not. Nope. But he's got enough minions and pops up to get the job done. Awesome frickin' attack. Awesome, awesome. We'll go ahead and fast forward through the cleanup. Perfect. And last but not least, this is going to be the fresh hit 3 HGHB Town Hall 11. And just really quick, I just want to point out just the orientation of the base. You know, air defense is up by where he's dropped them already. They're nice and spread out, so that's why he goes ahead and drops them right in the middle. He wants to try and avoid that range as much as possible. They're not going to forever, obviously, because we can see the range right there. But the big point is we've got these single target infernos back here, and you'll see the advantage of the additional troops. What the advantage of those additional troops do for that single target, we already know, but let's take a look at how he just crushes this. So comes in, creates his funnel, you know, giants down, healers down, rage, bowlers coming in, poison for the CC, early jump, doesn't want them to get distracted and go anywhere else, wants that line of sight right where he wants it, right towards that eagle. Goes ahead, pops the warden ability. He wants all those troops to get through there. He wants those healers to keep healing them up. And look at this. The last air defense. Oh, I can't remember. Does this one go down that quickly? No. Healers are going to get taken out, I think, before it does. Oh, one left. But, you know, right here we can see the addition of those giants, you know, just tying up those single infernos, I think benefited him enough distraction to just give his raid a little bit more boost. So if Alexander, if you read that far into the base with those giants, man, that was freaking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, at this point, the base is wrecked. He's got another heal spell and plenty of cleanup troops to get through the rest of the base. Just absolutely fantastic. Well done, sir. Tip of the hat to you. And everybody else in this war, anybody that wasn't mentioned, anybody, you know, there were so many variety attacks I wanted to cover as much as I could cover, but just time constraints and, you know, like I said, respect for the other clan, I wasn't able to, but shout out to everybody, especially our Town Hall 11s. I can't say I've ever seen a war with all Town Hall 11s cleared. First for me, but guys, if you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Thank you for, you know, enjoying the content if you are. And until next time, Cedarby out.